is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Allah spoke about their azab, Allah said, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ فَتَنُوا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ ثُمَّ لَمْ يَتُوبُوا فَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ جَهَنَّمْ وَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ الْحَرِيقِ. People who had committed a horrendous and a gruesome crime like killing innocent children, children who have been nursed by their mother, pious friends of Allah. When Allah spoke about His azab in their favor, Allah didn't say, I will destroy them. Allah said, if they don't repent, then I will punish them. Hassan Basri said, when I read this ayah, I sobbed. I said, oh my Allah, what is your kindness? People who burn your bondsmen, your creation. But there's a subtle invitation to them also towards tawbah. At-tawbatu min al-dhanbi كشرب الدواء للعليل ورب علة كانت سبب الصحة. What an amazing couplets in the Arabic language. They say when you repent from a sin, it's pretty much like drinking medicine for a sick person. And then the poet goes on to give consolation to the sinner. That's you and I, my brother. He says, وَرُبَّ عِلَّةٍ كَانَتْ سَبَبُ الصِّحَّةِ. Many a time sickness leads you to cure. You smoked your life till you lost your lungs. Then you disciplined yourself. So on a subtle note, it took the loss of your lungs for you to abandon your evil. So he said, now that you are taking the medication and rehabilitating yourself, in a disguised way, your evil led you to good. My brother, you knocked yourself, you burnt your hands, you bumped your head, you went back and forth in evil, to hell and back. But let's take this as an opportunity to come back to Allah. When Umar accepted Islam, there was a buzz in the heavens. The narration of Anas radiallahu anhu, he says there was an ordinary trader in the time of Nabi alayhi salam. He was returning from Syria. إِذْ عَرَضَ لَهُ لِسٌ. When suddenly a thief comes and he intends to mug him. So when the trader looked at him, he said, listen, شَأْنَكَ بِمَالٍ. Take my wealth and don't harass me. He said, الْمَالُ مَالِي وَإِنَّمَا أُرِيدُ نَفْسَكَ. The wealth is mine, but I'm going to kill you. He said, دعني أصلي الصلاة. Leave me, I want to pray some salah. He said, go for it. The narration is also in Hayatus Sahaba. I read it and in other kitabs as well. He then performed 4 rakat salah very calmly, very, very calmly. And thereafter he made a dua. Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud, Ya Dhal Arsh al-Majid, Ya Fa'al lima yurid. أسألك بنور وجهك الذي ملأ أركان عرشك وأسألك بقدرتك التي قدرت بها على جميع خلقك وأسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء لا إله إلا أنت يا مغيث أغثني يا مغيث أغثني يا مغيث أغثني. In great detail, oh my Allah, assist me, oh my Allah, assist me. Suddenly a horseman advances. He goes towards the thief and the thug. He drops him off his conveyance. He then kills him. He comes back to the trader and he says to him, اعلم أني ملك من السماء الثالثة. For the record, I just want to tell you, I am an angel from the 3rd heaven. لما دعوت الأولى سمعنا لأبواب السماء قعقعة. When you made dua the first time, we literally heard sounds in the heavens. You were making dua, we felt the effect in the heavens. There was a tremor in the heavens. Read the narration. وَلَمَّا دَعَوْتَ الثَّانِيَةِ. When you supplicated Allah on the second instance, فُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُ السَّمَاءِ. We literally seen the doors of the heavens were flung open for your reception. وَلَمَّا دَعَوْتَ الثَّالِثَةِ. And when you made dua for the 3rd time, نَزَلَ جِبْرِيل. Jibreel descended. He said, مَنْ هَذَا الْمَكْرُوبِ. Who is this bondsman of Allah who is in distress? Who is this bondsman of Allah who's in pain and difficulty? فَدَعَوْتُ اللَّهَ أَن يُوَلِّيَنِي قَتْلَهُ. I said, Allah privilege me to aid your beloved servants. Allah said, I give you the honor and I have responded to your call. I'm saying the buzz in the heavens was not only for Umar. My brother, you have the equal opportunity. فَأَيْنَ تَذْهَبُونَ. Qatada says, أي عن القرآن وطاعته. Where are you leaving Allah and going? Allah is asking. Where are you leaving Him and going? You tell my son, the little baby, the toddler, where are you going? You'll get hurt, you'll get lost. Take care of yourself. Allah is saying to you, my brother, before you go in the club, Allah asks you, where are you going? Before you walk in the pub, فَأَيْنَ تَذْهَبُونَ. يَا أَيُّهَا الْإِنسَانِ مَا غَرَّكَ بِرَبِّكَ الْكَرِيمِ. O foolish man, who gave you the wrong notion about Allah? Who gave you the wrong end of the stick? Nazala Jibreel, Jibreel came down. Ya Muhammad, istabshara ahlus sama'i bi Islami Umar. Even the angels in the heavens are excited on Umar reverting to Islam. I recited the kalima, there was excitement, there was silence. I said to Nabi alayhi salam, now that I've embraced the faith, can I ask you a question? Nabi alayhi salam said, the floor is yours, the day is yours, go for it. I said, alasna ala al-haqqi in hayina wa in mutna. Would it be correct to say that now that I've embraced the faith, this is the correct creed, this is the correct religion, we live by this, we die with this, and I've embraced the correct religion? Nabi alayhi salam said, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ إِنَّكُمْ عَلَى الْحَقِّ إِن مُتُّمْ وَإِن حَيِيتُمْ. You are on the correct religion. There is no doubt about it. There is no shadow of doubt about it. While you live and equally after your death. I said, O Nabi of Allah, فَفِيمَ الْإِخْتِفَى. Then why are we sitting with this matter secret? If it is as transparent and as clear, as loud and as bold, as audible as you said it, then why is the matter secret? وَالَّذِي بَعَثَكَ بِالْحَقِّ لَتَخْرُجَنْ. I swear by that Allah who made you a Nabi, you're going to be publicly walking into the haram. فَأَخْرَجْنَاهُ. We then escorted him. I told Hamza, you grab that side, I will walk this side. حَتَّى دَخَلْنَا مَسْجِدَ الْحَرَامِ. Can you imagine that sight, my brother? Where do I paint the picture? Oh my Allah, where do I get the words? Allah's Nabi walking and Umar on one side and Hamza on the other side. Then you want to idolize immoral, wicked humans? I've been speaking about it and I've been yelling about it. The article was in our paper, in our media not too long ago. 11 delinquents, meet the 11 greatest sinners in football history. We call them Misdeeds United. One out of them, an Italian striker, was proud to say in one of his interviews he's bedded 700 women. While another was guilty of bestiality, he broke his virginity with an animal. This was carried by mainstream media. He said, we walked into the haram, فَنَظَرَتْ إِلَيَّ قُرَيْشٌ. One brother told me, Maulana, I came all the way to listen to you. I said, maybe if you told me a month ago, I would have felt, you know what, you're loyal. You drove to Durban to see other things. We come in this year, what does that impress me? You drove where to go see other matches, and I drove a half an hour. My brother, my talking doesn't benefit you. Your listening doesn't benefit me. I have an Allah to meet. You have an Allah to meet. I have a qabr to face. You have a qabr to face. My Nabi told us very Umar. My Nabi told us very Umar. Open Hayatul Sahaba, 3rd volume. There's a dedicated chapter. Amma sayajri fi qabrihi. Umar, what will happen when you'll be lowered in your qabr? And 2 angels will come before you. They are known as Munkar and Nakir. Aswatuhuma kalbarqi wa absaruhuma karra'di. Their voice will be like thunder. Their sight will be like lightning. They will have a whip in their hand. Law darabaka biha darbatan tasiru biha ramadan. Umar, while you'll be in your grave, it will be you and them and nobody else. One lash from them, one striking from them, you'll be reduced to ashes, Umar. Umar radiallahu anhu said, O Nabi of Allah, will I be in my senses? Will I be composed? Will I be focused? Will I be understanding things consciously, objectively? Nabi alayhi salam said, yes. Umar said, then O Nabi of Allah, I'm confident I will deal with the matter personally and see to them individually. I'm saying, my brother, can you imagine the confidence, the strength, the piety that it takes? The narration goes on, وَزَادَ عَبْدُ الْوَاحِدْ فِي كِتَابِهِ التَّبْصِيرِ. The narration, exactly, I'm quoting it to you. Nabi alayhi salam said, Umar, you telling me that Jibreel came down and gave an addition to what you said. Jibreel said to me, when you will be lowered in the qabr, and the angels will come to you, you'll put them on the back foot. You will tell them, Allah is my Lord. You want to tell me who's yours? Allahu Rabbi faman Rabbukuma. Hayatul Sahaba, 3rd volume, the narration is there. Allahu Rabbi faman Rabbukuma. Wal Islamu dini fama dinukuma. Wa Muhammadun Nabiyyi faman Nabiyyukuma. The angels will say, Wa ajaba. La nadri ursilna ilayka am anta ursilta ilayna. We really don't know if Allah has sent us to question you or has Allah sent you to question us. I'm saying that is what is our goal. That is what is our aspiration. The Quraysh looked at me, but they could do nothing more than give me a dirty look. And when this happened, Nabi alayhi salam called me, he then hugged me. فَسَمَّانِ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ الْفَاروق. He said, Umar, you are Faruq. You've opened a new chapter of Islam. A new era has dawned now that you've embraced the faith. There is a beginning of a different life. I'm saying Umar accepted the Islam, and immediately in that gathering he made a decision. My brother, you and I have cried at the Kaaba 10 times. You and I have cried on this Musalla 20 times. You and I have begged the du'as and the supplication of the pious 30 times. How long? When will I make that, draw the line and say, this is my priorities. These are places I don't attend. وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَشْهَدُونَ الزُّورَ وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِاللَّغْوِ مَرُّوا كِرَامًا وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَشْهَدُونَ الزُّورَ وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِاللَّغْوِ مَرُّوا كِرَامًا. See Ibn Kathir, what is written under this ayah. The pious are those who do not attend evil venues. They have to pass evil venues. It's a world we're living in. You're traveling in an airport, in a plane. Sometimes people think this is their private bedroom. My brother, you're in a plane here if you don't know. You have to pass by venues of evil. The Quran said, وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِاللَّغْوِ مَرُّوا كِرَامًا. They pass by in dignified ways. Ibn Kathir says they drop their gaze, they hasten their pace, they hate the crime and love the sinner himself. This is the description of Marru Kirama. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu said, مَا زِلْنَا أَعِزَّ مُنْذُ أَسْلَمَ عُمَرٍ. From the day Umar embraced Islam, our glory only increased and elevated. وَلَقَدْ رَأَيْتُنَا وَمَا نَحْنُ نَسْتَطِيعُ أَن نَتُوفَ بِالْبَيْتِ. I remember in the initial stages we couldn't muster the courage to get close to the Kaaba, leave alone perform tawaf. حَتَّى أَسْلَمَ عُمَرْ, until Umar accepted Islam. قَاتَلَهُمْ, Umar resisted them. حَتَّى تَرَكُونَا, they abandoned harassing us. فَصَلَّيْنَا وَطُفْنَا, we perform salah in the Kaaba and we perform circumambulation and tawaf of the Kaaba as well. One day a group from outside Medina Munawwara came into Medina Munawwara. Now we know Umar radiyallahu anhu, this was his practice that he used to patrol the streets of Medina. If you read the life of Umar, the great Umar, the second Khalifa, then you will know he has done a great legacy, he has left behind a great legacy and a great contribution in terms of the infrastructure development that had taken place over the years during the Islamic rule. A significant contribution of that goes to the credit of Umar radiyallahu anhu. So amongst his great and salient features was he used to patrol the streets of Medina while the masses were sleeping. Some group had come from outside Medina. He spoke to Abdurrahman ibn Auf. He said, are you available tonight? We'll patrol and just comfort them while they see to their needs. They might be tired and exhausted and they need to retire to bed. Abdurrahman ibn Auf availed himself and he said, that's perfect, we will attend to them. Now when they stood on guard, they again valued every moment. Hassan Basri said, أَدْرَكْتُ أَقْوَامًا كَانَ أَحَدُهُمْ أَشَحَّ عَلَى عُمْرِهِ مِنْهُ عَلَى دِرْهَمِهِ. In one definition to describe all the Sahaba, a nation who were more possessive over time than wealth. If you ask me in one sentence, what's a common thread across Sahaba? A nation who were more possessive over time than wealth. In money they were casual, they were easygoing, but when it came to time, you never could get time out of them. So they stood on patrol. Umar radiyallahu anhu said, we'll alternate, you perform salah, I'll stand on guard. I'll stand on guard, you'll perform salah. He said, perfect, that's fine. Unfortunately, our acts of worship also are polluted and contaminated. If we ever do stand on guard, Allah forbid, either we smoking away, or it's ghibat, or it's vulgarity, or it's obscene discussion, or it's immoral discussions. So even that act of nobility is so tainted and so polluted and so contaminated. Anyway, while Sayyidina Abdurrahman radiyallahu anhu was in salah, Umar ibn Khattab was patrolling, فَسَمِعَ بُكَاءَ الصَّبِيِّ. He heard a little child crying.